What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Personal Finance series. Every Thursday we're going to be bringing a personal finance episode where we talk about everything related to money, how to save money, how to invest your money, how to make your money work for you. This video is actually focused on how can you save yourself from a scam which can make you lose a lot of money, and that is exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. One of our UD squad member reached out to me and we talked about one of the scam that happened with him where he lost $5,500, and it's a roommate scam, and it's a very unique scam. Actually, I never heard of it before now, and I'm hoping that you watch this entire video so that you understand and you never fall into this trap and lose so much money. I want to quickly do a summary of this scam. So for people who don't have time to watch the entire video, you can actually skip and just watch the summary part. The way this scam works is that this person who got scammed put an online ad saying that, hey, I want a roommate. The scammer reached out to this person saying that, hey, I can be your roommate. Give me the description. And they talk, everything happens, they decide to be a roommate. Then this person who got scammed said that, hey, you need to pay a deposit. This scammer says how much I need to pay. This person says you need to pay $500 deposit. This scammer actually sends $6,000 check. Instead of 500, they send a $6,000 check. Person who got scammed had to send $5,500 back to the scammer. As soon as this person receives the $5,500, the check which this scammer actually sent gets bounced, and basically the person loses $5,500. How it actually happened and everything, hear from the person itself. Kalyan is his name. We actually shot a podcast right before it, so hear from the Kalyan itself what the scam is about. Let me just start by saying thank you so much, Kalyan, for doing this. I know we filmed a proper full 1-hour podcast on your educational career journey, but this is something different we are doing. We are talking about a scam which happened with you, and we'll get to it. But before that, let's do a quick intro. Where are you from? What do you do right now? Where are you right now? And all of that.
Sure. So I am from Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, and right now I'm in US, Texas, Austin, and I work as a cybersecurity professional at Visa, the credit card company.
Yes, not the immigration visa.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. I know that you mentioned about this scam thing which happened with you, which I want to highlight it because I want to understand what happened during that scam.
Sure. I mean, at this point, it seems I have experienced everything that a student has.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened was and during my first job, uh, we were looking for a roommate, and the most common thing is posting it on Suleka or Facebook groups, etc.
And this is when you were not a student, right?
Yeah, not a student. I started working. It was 3 months into the job, and I was looking for roommates. I had taken a lease on my name because I was not getting a room anywhere, and it was pretty kind of a remote location. So that's when I posted on Suleka. I got a few reliable friends, roommates turned friends, and we did not really mind whether it was a female or whether it was a gentleman or anything like that. Uh, so this particular lady reached out to me and my friend saying, hey, I'm working in North Carolina. I'm working for a construction company. She sent me all the details, driving license, everything matched. And then she sent over a check of $6,000 saying, this is what my company has issued. Can you send back whatever the deposit amount and whatever the room amount is there? I have to book the tickets through this money itself. So the check
Interesting.
Yeah.
So she said, so did you ask for the money? Like, so I'm assuming you said, like, this is the deposit, this is the rent.
Yeah.
And then she sent you the check.
Yeah. Then she sent me the check. To confirm, we actually spoke to her on the phone. She was pretty timid as well. Didn't really strike it off as a scam or anything like that. Pretty active on texts, etc. Then she sent this the check forwards, and what happens in US is that if you deposit a check, the amount will show directly in your account, but it does not process the check until 3 days later. So there is a possibility that your check can get bounced. So at this point, what happened was, so we waited for 2 days. Me and my friend waited for 2 days, and my friend suddenly fell sick, so I had to go deposit that check and then send the money back. We checked the wire transfer accounts, etc. It was based out of a Bank of America account, etc. So we had to check with the Bank of America accountant as well. So everything seemed legit, and it was almost $5,500 that we sent back.
Which you had to return.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we wire transferred that money back, and the next day the check bounced.
Oh.
So it was like I paid $5,500 out of my account to that lady, which was not really a
Wow.
lady. So that was the scam.
But you said that, so you said that there was a lady when you called her.
Yeah, so when we spoke, there was a lady, but as I said, she was very timid, not really giving too many answers, but very active on texting, etc. So we were pretty naive, right? We were just out of college, we were 25, 24. So we were like, okay, fine, there is a person, there is a lady, so we took it on that basis. It might have been like someone's girlfriend or someone, friend or anything talking, just to imitate that there is a person there. So I literally started my career off on a negative balance of $5,500.
Yeah.
But luckily, like I had $0 in my savings account, and then it jumped to minus 5,500. I had my uncle help me out to clear that out, and then.
So, but did after the scam app, you realized, once you realized it, what are like the next things you did? Like, did you went to cop, or did you?
We went to a police station, and they said, you should just lose your hopes at this point, because once they get the money, they will transfer it overseas to Nigeria or Belgium or somewhere where US authorities don't have the power to get information back. We can try reaching out to the bank to see if they can trace where the money went, etc. But they will not be able to retrieve it out of someone's account.
And even your bank cannot pull back the money.
They can't pull the money back, because I made the legitimate transaction wire transfer. But
you said that you did check with your Bank of America that is the check legit, and they said it was legit. So what happened?
So the check is legit, but there's no money in the account. So two accounts, right? My account. Let's keep that aside for now. So that, assuming the lady's account or the company's account, there is no money in the company's account, but they were able to issue a check of $5,500 knowing that it would bounce. So it's a fraudulent check, and anyway after 3 days it would bounce, so it doesn't really matter after it bounced, right? So within this 3 days, we did not know this rule of 3 days, right? In India it is like, okay, you deposit a check, it gets processed, and then the money is shown in the account. That is not the case in the US.
Right, right. It shows the money and then it will say that it's under processing,
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah.
yeah. So when we checked with uh, the Bank of America accountant, they would just look at the check and say, okay, yeah, this is legitimate. They cannot just go into the other person's account and check the details and how much balances they have, etc. They don't have that rights, right? So
Yeah.
according,
And were you able to trace through check that where this person is from or where is that person,
no,
or no, not at all?
no, there's no information like that. So later on, uh, I was kind of depressed about it, but my uncle came to my rescue there. Uh,
Yeah.
Fortunately, he was with me in the US, so he helped me out there.
Okay, can we talk more about how can people find that this is not legit? Because that's more important. That one, to be aware of that this is a something like this can also happen and this is a
Sure.
scam. But I want to give audience like signs that okay, these are the signs which you should look when you're reviewing if you're getting a roommate from online or
Sure.
something.
Uh, so let me just share my screen if I can do that. Are you okay with it?
Okay. Yeah. Let me.
She reached out asking for information, what is the location, etc. And I replied back saying, this is the deposit, this is the uh, rent, and this is where you'll be staying, etc. And then later on, she started responding back to me about who she is, when she's trying to move in. This is her contract with her company. As you can see, it was clearly edited because the font is different, and this is the paycheck that they sent. So we looked at this, a date of joining, bank checks, and if you look at it closely, you can see that the font is different, right? And
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Times New Roman for the fields, and then the her fonts are different.
yeah, so we didn't really strike at that particular time because I think we were very desperate to get a roommate, as well
Yeah.
as someone is sending all of this information voluntarily. We were like, okay, acha hi hoga kind of a thing. And this is how I got scammed. So what I started looking at after that is if someone sends you an overly long email like this one, thanks for responding back, and no one really is going to take that time to write out such a big email to explain about themselves
Yeah.
in the first place. This is another one. This was 12 days ago.
And
And since I have
so this is a new one. This is the
new
recent
one,
one. Okay.
most recent one. So
And this is the same thing you uploaded on Sulekha,
Sulekha.
and they reached out to you.
Yeah. So basically the same thing. I'm a female interested in your room. Then I asked, where are you from, your name, and then the same thing. All of the information has already been provided in the ad posting.
Yeah.
But they have to ask all of this because sending information, etc. So I asked, okay, where do you live right now? Where do you work? What is your name? Because Sonic cannot be a name. It's a cartoon character's name, basically.
Yeah.
So, and I said all the answers to your questions are answered in the ad posting, and then you can clearly see that it has been pasted from somewhere else. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Doesn't really.
Some random thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I grew wise, didn't fall into the same trap again. But just a moment. So yeah, so this is how you find the IP, right? Yeah, Brussels. These are a few signs to check.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you shared it with us, so that way now everybody who's watching this can be aware, and especially if they're posting it online and like receiving something like this, they
Yeah,
know
and
what
it's
to
not
look for.
just this, right? It's not just for roommates or rents or something. There have been situations where this happens with cars, whether when you're buying used cars, you know, they say, okay, used car is there. Um, I want to purchase your car, or I want to sell this car. I'm going to issue a check, send back the money, keep the rest of the money. And whenever you're dealing with a car, you are somewhere dealing with $3,000 to $10,000 or even upwards. So that's a lot of money. The scams are everywhere. You just need to Google. You just need to be aware and try to find out, and don't trust people blindly. What I would say, especially when you're posting ads online.
Yeah. Man, thank you again so much for revealing the scam, because again, I do my best to make our audience aware and community aware, like different types of scams available, different types of scams happen and people lose money, and you know, it takes a lot of courage to share that as well. So thank you for sharing it, and you know how we end the videos. Until our next one.
Keep smiling, keep safe, and keep hustling.
Awesome.